question for England is, what do you do in the next game? Well, it's a 2-day break, and on Saturday they play in Chennai. Now, Zach, does that mean if they're playing in Chennai, is it the Chennai pitch that we usually expect, which is spin-friendly, so the 3 spinners play again?
Well, today the pitch didn't look like it was turning a lot.
Yeah.
There were no demons in the pitch when the spin bowlers were bowling. It just...
They were in the England batters' minds.
Exactly, I think. If that is the case, Chennai, it doesn't matter what kind of pitch is, there'll definitely be some kind of assistance to the spinners. And that is going to increase the challenges for England batsmen for sure going in that match. And that is going to be the real question which Brandon McCullum will have to throw at all the batters, that how are you going to tackle this challenge? Yeah. You know, what kind of options you're going to choose, how you're going to approach and do that adjustment mentally to be able to find a way. Because there's hardly any time in between right now, this game and the next game, to figure things out technically. But what you can do is definitely figure out the options, how you're going to approach it. Maybe 2 batters playing together, someone giving company to Joss, and making sure that those partnerships are building. How you're going to set that platform is something which they'll have to figure out, and it's going to be more of mental adjustment than technical adjustment. Yeah,
well, Michael, today we spoke about it earlier as well, that England was at sea when it came to playing spin. That way, I mean, there was not much help from the surface. So they're literally going from the frying pan into the fire, because Chennai, there is assistance off the pitch itself.
Yeah, it might actually spin in Chennai. It didn't spin a great deal today. England will have a scratch of the head, and it wouldn't surprise me if they just went with the same team, because that's generally what they do. They stay very consistent. But I think they're going to have to look at 1 or 2 things. I mean, Duckett at the top of the order is probably England's best player of spin. You could argue that he might be better suited batting at number 4 against an India side that you know that pretty much from maybe the 5th over, they're going to bowl a lot of spin. It might be that Buttler has to go back to open, Harry Brook at number 3, and then you put Duckett at number 4, who plays spin great with all his sweeps and reverse sweeps. Again, I don't think they'll do it, but this is the kind of advice I would give them, that you want to try and maximise what you have in your squad. I personally would bring in Jamie Smith. I think Jamie Smith needs to come in potentially for a Jacob Bethel. If you're not going to use Jacob's bowling, well, I'd argue that Jamie Smith's quality play, whacking a ball down the back end, could come in quite handy. And then Rehan Ahmed, if it is going to be a spinning wicket, probably for Gus Atkinson, because you're going to need more in terms of quality spins. So they're the kind of different combinations that I would go with if I was England. But knowing England, knowing Brendan McCullum and what I've seen him deliver for the Test team, they don't change a great deal. So it'll probably, all right, we've had a bad first game. We'll go again on Saturday and give all the players a second roll of the dice to see if they can improve.
Yeah, probably do that. Maybe the one change that Michael is saying, because of the surface, not play 4 quicks, drop one of them and get Rehan Ahmed there for more spin. But for India, you're definitely looking unchanged at this, right?
Definitely. I think they'll just stick to the same playing 11. Will not be any further changes in this. They already have 3 spinning options. So that is something which they'll continue with. Yeah, England, I think, will be thinking about maybe bringing in 1 spinner.
But the question I have, because we've been so excited about seeing Mohammed Shami back playing international cricket after almost, about 16 months. Thought he'd play today, but they obviously have figured that he's not match fit enough, not ready, don't want to risk the injury. If he is available on Saturday for the second game, Zach, then the tough question is, what do you do?
I think he was available today as well.
You think?
I think, yeah, it was just the playing 11 which the management decided to go ahead with. It was my feeling. Looking at the stack up, I mean, you have Hardik bowling with the new ball, you have Arshdeep being in good form, you have Nitish Reddy as well. So they're banking on between Hardik and Nitish to give you those seam up overs if it gets difficult for the spin bowlers to give 12 overs. So I think it's just the calculation which the captain and the coach is doing and saying that, okay, fine, we'll take that much of risk.
That's so interesting, because Shami has been obviously one of the top white ball bowlers, and even did that in the World Cup when we saw him last play, which was in 2023. But Michael, if they've got him in this squad, obviously, because they want to get him some game time before the Champions Trophy, which begins in 4 weeks. But if he's available for the next one, what do? Zach is saying he could have been fit even for this one. Where do you fit him in? Do you then put him in the squad and bench him?
Well, I think you just pick your team for the conditions of what you feel is your best 11 to win the game. I mean, India have just played a pure game. I would think they'll go the same again on Saturday. Try and go 2-0 up, maybe go 3-0 up, and then you can start to bring in a player that's not played for 16 months. And, I think it's more the aspects of just getting him back out, playing on the pitch in front of big crowds again, because it just takes a little bit of time to get used to that. And then you've got the Champions Trophy. I don't think there'll be a great rush. I think they know that he's fit enough to play because they wouldn't have put him in the squad. But it's just a matter of the combinations that you require for all the different pitches. There's 5 matches, and I think both squads will use all their players. I don't think, either coach will think of this series of anything but, you want to win it, but you also want to try different combinations and make sure that you're bringing players back that haven't been playing a bit of cricket. You look at someone like Mark Wood, he bowled a couple of overs today. He might not play Saturday because he's only just come back from a big injury. They might not risk him 2 days after the first game. So just wait and see. I mean, I do think we'll see lots of swapping and changes. I absolutely guarantee we'll be seeing Mohammed Shami over the next week or so.
Excellent. Like that. Want to see him.